Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Let's get right to it. Now, I've seen a lot of videos that came out today regarding this, the offer that was sent by Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua to Deontay Wilder's team and himself, obviously. And I was on a hangout today with Boxing Beaks and Rhymes, along with 68, Mr. Doc, Ben, and others. So, you know, it did get a little crazy. But at the end of the day, it was mutual respect between us. It's all, you know, even though we go at each other a lot, but it's kind of healthy because we do need healthy debates whatnot, particularly on this subject because, you know, some of those guys are Joshua guys and I'm a Wilder guy. So yeah, it's all nothing but mutual respect. But at the end of the day, there has to be a thin line. There has to be a line that's drawn where there has to be something where neutrality must be is needed when it comes to the situation. And I've always said that I maintain my position on this and staying in the middle here. Of course, I'm a Wilder guy, but I also like Joshua as well. So I'm going to criticize him when I have to criticize either one of these men. So it is what it is. And I will defend them when I have to defend them. Okay? Now, let's get into it real quickly. Now, according to a report in the Telegraph, all right, promoter Eddie Hearn and IBF, IBO, WBA, and WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has sent a quote-unquote take it or leave it flat fee offer of $12.5 million to WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder for unification bout. Now, the contract was sent over with a deadline of 48 hours to accept. If Wilder should decline the offer or the deadline is not met, Joshua will more likely make his title defense against Alexander Povetkin of Russia, which to me, I don't know, that's a little bit iffy. The contract does not indicate where the fight will take place, when it will take place, or whether it will be in Joshua's next fight. Oh, that's interesting. Now, the unification would more likely generate somewhere between $50 to $100 million, and some industry experts expect it to generate even more. And since Wilder and his handlers have stated that a 60-40 split in favor of Joshua would be fair, but $12.5 million will be far below the 40% of the financial take. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. So according to Shelly Pinkel, the co-manager of Deontay Wilder, it was a take it or leave it type of offer. We will respond appropriately in the next day or so with our counter offer. So if Joshua is serious, we will take the fight. Deontay wants to fight and he doesn't want anyone else. Now the first contest, according to one stipulation, the first contest would take place at Wembley in London or the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. And Wilder would have the option, should he win, to stage the rematch in the United States or in the UK. So he does get to dictate one form of the term right there. Last month, both of the heavyweight champions were in action. Okay, Wilder survived a life or death 7th rounds to score a knockout victory over the undefeated Cuban Luis Ortiz in the 10th at Barclays in Brooklyn, New York. With Ortiz being down 3 times, and then later that month, which is couple weeks ago, Joshua added the WBO world title to his collection against Joseph Parker with a unanimous decision at Principality Stadium. It's the first time that Joshua would ever went the distance, and I must say that's a very lackluster fight. But it is what it is. You know, you're not going to always you're not always going to have great performances. It happens to all fighters, but it is what it is. Anyways, I have to say one thing. Richard Safer was asked about this offer that was sent to Wilder's camp from Hearn and Joshua, and he says that this offer that was sent to him was to them was more like a quote unquote I don't want the fight type of offer. And the reason why Schaefer has said this is because he believes that now what's the word I'm looking for? He believes that fighters typically don't, especially with the financial potential that this fight can earn. He believes that fighters who are on the B side of the negotiation or the inside of the negotiations, as you want to call it, they don't typically like to accept a flat fee, and the reason being is again because of the potential revenue that's behind it. Okay, so let's say for example that there's the total revenue sales. You have the online ticket sales, you have the live gate ticket sales, well, whatever comes first, and then you have the pay-per-view back end deals as well. You have the TV licensing fees, et cetera, et cetera. And the fighter who is at the end of the deal, which in this case is Deontay Wilder, he wants a percentage of that. And to play devil's advocate, let's just say, well, Joseph Parker got that type of deal. He got between 33 to 35% guarantee split, guarantee amount revenue plus, well, guarantee split plus he got 25% of a total revenue. So if he was inclined to get that type of deal, why not Deontay Wilder? So I'm just paraphrasing a little bit what Richard Schaefer was saying. Okay, now if you ask me, should Wilder take the deal? Perhaps. I think he should, because this is 10 times the amount that he's earned in his previous fight. I get that. And Eddie Hearn is allowing him to dictate some terms if he should win the first fight for the rematch. Now to the bitch out there who called me a clown for suggesting that, well, if Evander Holyfield was able to get that deal with Tyson, then why not Wilder? Saying that you can't compare the two, blah, blah, blah. Not you Beats, but somebody else. Let's not get it twisted. Not you Beats. It's somebody else, all right? And who I'm not going to name. So if I'm a clown for mentioning that, then maybe you should indicate that Eddie Hearn is a clown, because he seems to agree with me on this. Because he's giving Wilder the option to he is giving him the right to dictate where the rematch should take place, and I have reason to believe that he's also given the right to go ahead and dictate terms which see fit if he should win the rematch. Okay, so with that said, we'll see what how Wilder and Finkel responds to this. Of course, they're going to bring in a counter offer, but I still maintain my position on this. I believe that the fight will happen, but it's not going to happen this year. I think it's going to happen next year. I think both men are going to be taking on interim. They're going to have interim title defenses in between. I know the Povetkin name has come about because Povetkin has been adamant that he will not allow unification to go forward. He feels he's in right to go ahead and take his shot against Joshua right now. He's not going to wait. But we'll see how that plays out. And the reason why this is being mentioned is because the WBA has ordered this fight between Joshua and Povetkin to take place. And Joshua has 30 days to, or Hearn has 30 days to come up with an agreement with Povetkin and his promoter, Andrei Ryanbinsky. And more than likely, this fight's going to take place in Russia. Unless Eddie Hearn can work his magic and get those guys to come over to the UK, which I would prefer for Joshua to do, because to be honest with you, I don't trust what's going on in Russia. I really don't trust it. But unfortunately, if it does go to a purse bid, there's no way that Hearn's going to win that purse bid. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out in the next coming days. Again, I just hope this works out between the two camps. I'm really tired of having this back and forth exchange where things are getting out of hand. There's a lot of insults been hurled at one another. And please, guys, stop defaming or demeaning on both Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, okay? Yes, both fighters do warrant some criticism, but both of them are getting too much criticism, way over the top. Both of them. And it's got to stop. So let's all be adults, shall we? All right, let me know what your thoughts about this. I'm out. Peace. And by the way, shout out to Boxing Beats and Rhymes, and shout out to everybody else. EJ 68, Mr. Doc, Nyota, Low Play sometimes. Even though it gets on my nerves. B Marsh. Who else I'm missing? Dwayne Jones, Ben Umar, and Chris Goban, and Rock 89. So that's the crew, man. I'm out. Peace. Oh, I forgot to mention the one and only Charlie Brown Boxing. I got you, brother. I'm out.